always going to say it has been for me. I committed for myself. I don't care what anything else has to do about it. It was for me. It's a blessing. And it's a commitment that I wanted to make to myself that it's like, you know what, if I can do this, I'm going to do it, you know?
Yo, what's up, Sam?
Hey, what's going on? It's been some time.
It has been some time. I'm excited. I appreciate you letting me record this and kind of give people a little bit of a view of today. I just kind of wanted to... Sam is a killer. She's been killing it in the agency game and real estate niche, which I'm also in the real estate, and she's very, very helpful for me. Sam, what are you at right now?
As far as revenue?
Yeah, where are you at now?
I'll tell you, our agency is pushing the 50K.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at her. I remember when I met Sam, you were what, Sam? What, like 10, 12, something like that?
I was in that range.
On the range, right? Yeah.
I know it's crazy, and it really does come out to that, like, evolving into the person. That person, you have to mindfully be there before you can even take it all on. You know, same mentorship program, so we both are learning the same things.
Yeah, definitely different paths, right? Different paths, same mentorship program. But what's been like your biggest, what's been the biggest success for you, and how long, has it taken you to go from, when I met you at like around 10 to 15,000 to where you are now?
Yeah, I would say honestly, the biggest success, answering those two questions separately, biggest success was when I learned to sell packages and what they call, quote unquote, buy retention. I didn't even know to do that in the past, and I was just doing this month to month, and frankly, I don't like it. I don't like it because the reality is that people are 1 foot in to working with you and they're 1 foot out, and that's literally how it came out to a lot of people just dropping off the next month, and it being very awkward to try to keep people on. So that was my biggest growth step when I changed and switched into doing packages. And that immediately got our clients better results because now we're all 2 feet in and it takes a dual effort. So it went from, I will say we had a great month in October that was pushing above that average that you talk about. Mm-hmm. And then between October to January is where we really spiked and we're right under that mark.
Okay, so about like 6 months, right? So give or take about 6 months?
So like 3 months from the time of that timeline, I would say. But yeah. About since getting into even 7FA, right? It's been since August, so 6 months.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, look at you. Killing it. No, I know you're in IC and all that stuff. So I appreciate, I know we've stayed in touch a lot and, we've stayed close and stuff. And I've loved seeing your success. I think it's been awesome. For everybody, if they don't know, Sam is like one of the nicest people out there. She's just very quiet, very reserved.
Right? Yeah, you're like the opposite. You're so like loud, and sometimes you can be, right? You're just outgoing and everybody appreciates that. I know I appreciate that so much. Just the way that you carry yourself, and it's all about like having fun because like we talked about, this business is lonely.
It is. It's a lonely business. I mean, just to go a little bit into my side, like I honestly, Sam knows I wanted to quit hundreds of times, and she's been one of those people that's been there telling me, Kevin, don't quit. Kevin, don't. One time I even remember, Sam, I told you one time, I was like, Sam, I'm quitting. I'm taking this job.
Yes.
You're like, why?
Yes. And then you played around. You're like, I was just kidding that one time because it was like a month since we had talked or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just playing with you, and I just got caught off guard. I was doing other stuff, and I kind of my journey definitely was different than yours, right? I kind of was a lot of frustrations, going from a 6-figure job to I've made very to little money like the last 2 years almost, right? And then I had to take a step back and I had to go back into working. Luckily, I'm very blessed that my job is commission only, right? So I took a step back and started working that, and then got some money. And then I was like, let me try to get back into the agency stuff. And I mean, I still had a couple clients I was working with, but yeah, little by little, I started grinding it out. And then Sam and our boy who's not here right now, Omir, Sam and Omir were big time on trying to stay on top of me, not quitting. Sometimes you need somebody, and it's not like I really ever felt like I was going to quit, because I'm that type of person that if I feel like if I quit something, I have to go back and finish it. Right. But it was hard. I really did feel like I was going to make it happen. And then one day everything just, yeah, right. I'm not at that Sam level yet, but it's definitely taken over.
No, I mean, like, I hear you all the time, which gets me. It's like, you're always, hey, I closed this huge deal, this 10K here. I closed this, you closed like 120,000. Like, Kevin, you know what? No,
it's just, that's different though. That's a different business. It's because I know that industry, So for most people that don't know, I'm actually like a financial advisor, right? So I bust my butt. I've done finance since I was 18. I think, honestly, like I'm pretty lucky because my mom owns her own business. My dad, I don't know him, but he owns his own business as well. So I think it's just kind of like in my blood already. Sales and business is already in my blood. And like the whole financial advisor stuff was pretty easy for me because I did it for years. So it's like, once I started focusing on it, Sam's out there telling people what I did. But yeah, I closed a client that's gonna make me a little over $100,000. So, and that kind of opened the door for me to be able to be like, okay, cool, I can go more all into the agency and I don't have to worry about money as much, right? And it was kind of like, and I said this to Joel before in the past. I had told Joel before in the past and a couple other people in 7FA. It's not about, you don't really quit if you take a step back. And that's kind of what I did, right? I took a step back. I have to pay bills. I live in California. It's super expensive. I have a kid. I'm a single dad. So I was like, okay, I got to pay bills. Got to put food on the table for my kids. So I got to work.
Right.
And still kind of do the agency on the side. And I was doing it on the side and with Jason, who helps me out a lot as well. And, but, I stay in touch with a lot of people from the 7FA. I network a lot. And, I'm not saying anything about myself, but I think people can tell I'm a good person. Like, I care about people. Like, I truly do care. So I've made some really good friends there who have, truly helped me out, besides you and Omir.
No, for sure. I agree with that. Like, so many resources has come from the mentorship program that we're both in, Even going back to the single dad, single mom, like when I moved out here, and it was about that 6 months as well, I moved in June 2020 out to Hawaii, and I moved to my own place with my son, 5-year-old. And I was thinking, like, even before coming, beginning of the year, I was not even remotely thinking about being able to move on my own to a place like Hawaii, which is so much, it's just equal to California.
It's expensive. Yeah, it's very expensive. I think California's gas might be cheaper than Hawaii's, I don't
know. They're neck and neck, and like some things.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, everybody, my daughter's here. Gonna make sure that, I held her crown, she said. So I gotta take care of her crown. But Hawaii's gas is pretty expensive as well. Like, things are expensive out there. So I know it's not easy for you. And
that's when I was coming here, it just really has been a blessing, like really seeing how I've been able to change my perspective for myself, being very spiritual, knowing that God has provided for me throughout the entire year. When I say like I had more responsibility, but with that, I've been able to do so much more and have so much more even then, like everything. It was just such a year of growth. And for the first time, really actually being on my own, really, one of my coaches that I was with prior to 7FA, I was with her for about a year. She helped me build my brand. She helped me build my business and all of what I do, having the brand that I have today. I stayed with her for a year and she helped me do exactly that. And she made me realize that, like, it was a comment that she put in a post, and she was like, yeah, you're a single mom too. She is a single mom of 3. And I was like, you just made me realize that I'm a single mom. I didn't even realize it. But it had been so long of being in a relationship for myself to then stepping out of that, not living on my own, because I had been living on my own since the relationship, in and out the relationship. So that wasn't new. But doing everything myself was very new. And being able to do it with how I've done it, like, it's amazing. It's amazing. But it just comes down to, I have some people ask me, like, how did you do all of these things by yourself, like before the team? It's like, I was passionate and I wanted this. I knew what I wanted. I was in and out of work so many times for so many years that when I had the opportunity, I was revved up. Like, I was on fire. I'm like, I know what I want. So if it's going to take me to have to stay up all night, I'm going to do it, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm getting better at that. But
now we have those talks almost every week now, huh? We're like, I remember the other time I told you I was tired, and then you were like, well, you asked for it. You said you wanted to hit 6 figures, right?
literally.
That was funny, but no, I mean, I get you. I mean, I've told you my schedule, and I know for you it's probably worse. Like, I mean, I wake up, 4 a.m., go to sleep around 10. Sometimes wake up 5, go to sleep around 11, right? Give or take. But I know for you, because of the time zones and stuff, sometimes you're up at 2 a.m. You're having a demo like at 3 in the morning. I'm like, you're crazy. Like, how do you do it?
It's absolutely wild, right?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I thought, from 4 to 10 was badass, but then Sam's just out here like, oh, I'm gonna take a nap real quick for like 2 hours, and then I gotta wake up at 2 a.m. to do it. Then I gotta go back to sleep and make another demo at 6 a.m. And I'm like, if you guys want to see what gets you to $40,000 to $50,000 a month, is right there. Like, if you're willing to take a demo at 2 in the morning, you're gonna get there.
Man, it's wild.
But
yeah,
that's also, it kind of takes me to the next, another subject too, is kind of like one thing I've learned too is everybody has their own path, right? And that was one thing I was very big on before. And I know me and you are very faithful. I know not everybody's like that, and nothing wrong with that. But one thing I have learned is everybody has their own path. Like, for you, that crazy schedule somehow works, right? For me, the 4 to 10 works. I wake up at 4 a.m., work to 10 p.m.
Right.
I'm also running 2 businesses, right? So I'm trying to do my financial advisor stuff, and I'm also still working the agency. I'm still running both things. Luckily, I learned a lot in the agency world to take that to the financial advisor world, which has freed up a lot of my time.
Yes.
So that's helped me out a lot. But definitely, that's the biggest thing I think I've taken away lately, is kind of learning that everybody has their own path, which kind of took the pressure off me, which kind of brought clients, honestly. Yeah.
And I always say, like, it's about having fun. Like, I told my account manager that today. I was like, which she's doing a fantastic job, but it's just like, we always have to coach, we always have to lead. And I was like, the reality of it is that we're not doctors. Like, we're not over here doing doctor work. Like, we work social media, we do branding, media. This stuff is fun. Like, have fun. Like, at the worst case scenario, have fun. Yeah. And anytime any of my team is like stressing, I'm like, you got this. Have fun with it. That's it.
So, and I know for you, you have systems down to the T. Like, I mean, Sam is badass systems right here. So don't be asking for secret sauce though, because we ain't getting none of that. But you guys know Sam is badass though. But like with me, I started getting more into systems, and I remember you thought it was hilarious. You were like, what? Kevin? Systems? I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm actually liking it now.
So yeah, wait, go back to the part of how you started with the whole hating it. Like,
oh God, I hated systems. I was like, I fucking hate systems. I hate it so much. I was like, it's horrible. And then, it's now I'm actually started to like it. You know who else laughs about that? And I know hopefully he watches this. Aaron, who runs the class, the systems class, he cracks up about it. He's like, no way, systems, Kevin? I think everybody says that now, because I'm just like, but I love systems. I fell in love with systems. And I think a lot of that came from just my network and, great people around me. And, I got a lot of, even before I came to the program, I had met there was a guy that I met before I came to the program that, he's killing it. And, he's only 23 and I don't like to say names, but he's a badass too. But yeah, I mean, it's just really who you surround yourself around. For me, like I've surrounded myself around great people who have really brought the best out of me, who have not given up on me. And it was crazy. I mean, I think, a few people now know the story about how everything kind of just changed overnight. And, actually Dante messaged me on Facebook a couple of, like yesterday, the day before. And he's like, what, how did that happen? Like, I know it didn't happen overnight. And I was like, actually it did. And I was like, it kind of did. And he was like, no way. I was like, what happened? I was like, dude, I just like, for those who want to know, right? It's like, I really just got in a plane one day. Omir was like, I'm leaving to Colombia. And I said, dude, I want to go meet you. And I literally bought a ticket on Thursday night. I flew out Friday morning to San Diego to meet somebody that I had never met in my life, that I had just known that this guy had just looked out for me so much, Yeah. And San Diego wasn't that far, I live in California. So I got in that plane, flew out there, met up with him. We hung out like 2 nights. And dude, like the biggest thing that I got from that whole journey was just like that we all have a struggle. He told me his story and like I was like, holy shit, like this guy, like he struggled just like I've been struggling, and
right.
He's out here, he just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And that was it. Yeah. And so when I came back, that's when I told Dante, I was like, yeah, everything wasn't overnight, but it really was. Like I came back and that Monday, it was just 4 a.m. after that. Like every day since then, I wake up 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. every day. Up and grinding, hit up clients. I started just organically at first. Then I was pretty blessed that, I was able to get into going more towards the B2B. So I started doing like Google and YouTube ads now. And we have clients that are paying us like, $5,000 a month, $4,000 a month, which is vast. It's grateful to have that, So it's like, for a year and a half, I could not hit 6 figures consistently. And literally, 6 weeks, 7 weeks since I met Omir in person, like I hit 6 figures.
Wow.
So it's like...
It's being connected to the right people, the right influences. And really for me, that was like a really big deal, that it's like how you live your life, anybody connected to you, especially relationships, personal, right? Like that, it has to be aligned. And that was my biggest takeaway. It's like, if I live my life so dedicatedly on who it is that I, have in my circle is influencing me, and you live the exact opposite and I can't expect for us to match. And that was really something that it's like, you continue to grow into what you know and where you're headed. And I feel like where we head is who we're influenced by.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. And tell me, like, was it hard for you? Like, because I know that you probably had to cut out a lot of friends, right? Was a lot of those things hard for you when you had to cut a lot of those people off? No, I mean, not that you don't talk to them, you won't say hi or anything like that, but you kind of change the entire circle of who you surround yourself on a weekly basis, right?
Yeah, you definitely have to change the circle. And as far as like it being hard or not, I think it was just focus. Like being focused, it's almost like now I'm getting to the point of realizing like I need it to be more healthy. So yeah, like go to the movies, like, like do stuff. I need to do more stuff because I'm literally, and I was just saying this to either you or also a great friend of mine. I was like, I'm out here in Hawaii and I'm like, I don't even do anything.
I know. I'm over here planning a trip to Hawaii in July and I'm over here like, let me see how much it's gonna cost me. Sam's over here like looking at the beach. He's like, nah, I gotta work.
Literally, like I drive by the beach and I'll sit there. Maybe I'm not the whole all fancy sitting there sipping, Mai Tai, which people think like I'm like driving by. I go.
I'm outside.
Just that one behind you. It's like it's not what you think it is,
Yeah.
And that's what I gained a lot from the call today. Even shout out again to 7FA, right? The 100K round table. Like I was gaining that it's like a lot of context that goes into people's stories that you look and you see what, like 6 months you were able to go from here to here. It's like the reality of that is that was 3 years then, and now it's 4 years today and counting. That I've done the working in and out of work, going full time in my business, having to go back full time in a job, I've done that. So it's like there's a whole bunch of context that comes behind the results. And
I'm with you. No, for sure. And I've been there, for me, like I've been pretty blessed, to have some good people around me, even when I was working at the bank and all that stuff. One of my best friends, it's always been a good influence on me. He's the biggest reason why I'm always looking to buy houses. He was the one that like got me into all that. But you do get, eventually I did get to a point where it was kind of like, I don't want to necessarily say I want to replace my circle, because I wasn't trying to do anything like that. I mean, I'm still cool with them. I still love them. Anybody, I will always be happy to have lunch with them, hang out. But it was just more of like, I needed to surround myself more around the people who I wanted to become, and that's literally just what happened. And I just literally I hung out with now on a daily basis, everybody I talk to, like I'm probably the brokest one. And it's not even about the money, but it's like even the rich mindset, Give me 1 second. Okay, I'll do it in a second, okay?
No, I totally get it. Yeah, my son also just woke up and getting him to stare.
Yeah. No, but as a single parent life, right? Hey, there you go, guys. You guys know how it is. Sometimes I'm doing this when I have clients, like I'm trying to talk to clients and I have my kid right here. And like, usually they're pretty cool though. They understand. Mostly because of COVID, they're hella more understanding now.
Yeah, for sure. Being very cool. There will be times like I had a couple times, I'm like over here talking. I'm helping someone understand our system and sharing my screen, letting them see it, right? And my son's like, can you go get something in the car? I'm like, and they hear it. I'm like, give me a second. But ultimately, like that comes down to the fact that you and I, Kevin, like we don't do this by ourselves. Like we have a team. There's no way that we can do what we do by ourselves. Like we have a team and we have to do that to leverage. And that's a big thing too. Like man, like when I think about how much I invest compared to like if we even go back a year, like we don't even need to go back further than that.
I
invest.
Yeah.
I invest so much,
I don't even want to say on video how much debt I got into in the last couple of years. But it's funny, like you talk about the whole investing, I don't even think about it anymore because I just know where I'm going. So I don't even worry about it. Yeah,
you're like on a different level of investing. Like I need to catch up to you on the investing that.
Yeah, that's like I said though, it's like me and you with this whole marketing stuff, right? Like you're way ahead of me because you just done it longer, right? You understand it better. I'm trying to get to your level when it comes to marketing. I think that's why we have such a good relationship. I do her investments, guys, and she helps me with marketing.
Literally, right?
Literally, but with investing, I mean, that's I was able to, honestly, from people are gonna think this is funny, but every time I've done a big change in my life, it's been from YouTube. Like I watched some type of YouTube video, right? So I quit my job about 2 years ago, watched some YouTube videos, said quit your job. I was like, all right, I'm gonna quit my job then. And right after that thing happened with Omir, and coming out here and started hustling, around that time, I watched some YouTube video about faith and all this and that, and which I'm very faithful already, but I got more faithful and like praying for things that you wanted, regardless of how big they were. And I was like, oh, I never really do that. Maybe I start doing that. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, one day it just clicked in my head. Oh my God, I don't have to quit my job because I'm commission only. I know how to combine my job with my agency. And this is like my little secret that I don't keep to myself. Sam knows what's going on, but basically I'm able to monetize from both sides now. And I do very little work on that end, like on the financial advisor end. Like I have people who I've learned from, thanks to the program, I've learned how to set things up in an agency, and I've taken that and set it up in the financial world. Yeah. And I don't really have to do much over there besides close the clients and gives me my time to now focus on the agency, which I did promise Amir. I promised Amir that I would hit $25,000 a month before the end of before the end of May.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I promised them. And then and then Dante said I had to do it by the end of this month. But I was like, chill out, bro. Give me a break. Hold on. I'm sort of gonna start running ads again. Hold on.
That's so funny.
But
so, even like going back to the YouTube, right? Like that is so hilarious. It reminded me of the time that I stepped away. I want to say it was like one of the first times I stepped away from my job, not focused in real estate marketing at that time because I was still dual career. So I then just went into doing, learning to just like go approach businesses and walk into the store and tell them what you do. When I tell you, I was so nervous.
That's funny.
I would stay in my car for like 20 minutes and I would like be parked right in front of the business. I'd go to like salons. I went to like Herbalife, like little places, right? And I would be parked in my car for 20 minutes. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, no, and I'd just be so frantic. And then I remember I would go in there, like my whole leg would be shaking, like my whole arm would be shaking.
Dude, it's just weird. It's just different. It's crazy when something is different, right? That's what it is.
Yep, it's doing something different. Yeah,
and that's just that's just human nature. Like we're not meant to be like, oh yeah, different. Woohoo, That's why you grow from it, right? That's why you grow because you're supposed to be afraid of it, and that's why. Unfortunately, most people don't make it, right? Yeah. Because the different scares people, and
you gotta get past that feeling. And you can't let that make you say, "No, I'm not good at this. Let's do something else."
Yeah, no, for sure. It's like I was pretty lucky that the whole agency and what I do now kind of worked out together, and that's been a really good blessing of mine, But what I really want to do is put a lot of to get into the agency consistently making, I want to be like Joel when I grow up. That's my goal. I want to be like Joel and Amir. So
we have such good role models, to be honest, such good mentors. Like it's amazing. And I really feel like we are a part of the best marketing type of group, type of mentorship, like all of that. Like we really do have the best acquaintances and all of it.
No, so many great people, honestly, like and it's so many great people. I mean, I left the program for a while and I literally came back in just because I just love the network. It wasn't even, I do need help sometimes. I got people there, but it's more of like the network, I just wanted to network with people, talk to people, see who was there. I met some great people there. Yeah. So then I was like, I have to get back in, So that's kind of, for me, that was me coming back, had to come back. And now that it's going a lot better, obviously, I didn't really realize that I had changed so much until like, I think I've only been in there for like 2 weeks, like since I came back, or maybe 3. And then like, I had a bunch of people talking to me like, dude, you changed so much. Dude, you changed so much. Dude, you changed so much. I was like, really? I was like, I'm still a dork.
You're like, it's not too much has changed for me. It's crazy. It really is crazy how much can happen in such a short amount of time. And when we really just take things seriously, and how much commitment can do. For me, like committing to doing the program and then committing to doing a year in the program, that I am always going to say it has been for me. I committed for myself. I don't care what anything else has to do about it. It was for me. And there's power that happens when you commit to being consistent. Do you sometimes, for me, it's one thing, like for our service, when you get a service, you pay, you get something from it. For us, we're paying to be gaining the knowledge and structure and so much more. But it's the fact that if we don't tune in, we get nothing.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Get nothing, So it's like a whole different way of an investment, and being able to do it on the scale that we can. First, it's a blessing, and it's a commitment that I wanted to make to myself that, like, if I can do this, I'm going to do it, and it's shown up in many other places in my business. as a leader, and I just want to continue to evolve.
Yeah.
This is all about loving the process and evolving into a better leader.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, definitely, I'm glad you took the time to do this with me. I appreciate it. I know that you're very reserved, so it's I'm very, very grateful to be one of the few people that you constantly talk to and we communicate all the time, you know. Always blessed to have your help. You know, you've helped a lot. I'll throw out some names out there so everybody gets a shout out. You know, you, Amir, my boy Steven, you know, and Dr. Connor has been amazing too. You know, he's been such an amazing guy, such great help from him, and you know, a few other people that you know have definitely been out there for me, and the whole program and everything's just been great. And there's so many more people that I haven't really even talked to that you know I'm sure are great people. You know, so
everybody's great people.
Everybody's great. Everybody's amazing. No, but really, it's you know, I don't like to bash on people anyway. So, but no, I'm lucky. You know that I was, you know, I started talking to you and a lot of people, and like I said, you, me, and you know, our boy who was supposed to be here today, Omir. You know, he's still busy in Colombia living the life. He actually was, I will say, Amir, and you know, as much as I appreciate you too, like Amir has been such a huge guy. I mean, I'll end this with this note that Amir cares so much about people. I remember when they were having their IC trip, Amir jumped on fucking Zoom because I told him I wanted to quit.
Oh wow.
Amir was at the beach in Mexico during their IC trip, and he jumped on Zoom and told me, why are you trying to quit? Is this really what you want to do? Then if you're thinking about quitting, then it's really not something you want to do.
Yeah.
And we just had this conversation for like, wasn't even that long. It was maybe 15, 20 minutes. But just the fact that, you know, that's not something they pay him for. You know, they don't pay him to do that, you know? And that day, as you know, that's when I started like really getting close to him. I really appreciated his help, and I started trying to hustle more. But definitely when I met him in person and stuff, everything kind of just took a switch, and I became more faithful. I've become more of a hustler, more of a grinder. Everything's just, you know, everything is definitely taken off, and you know, I'm glad to see that everything's taken off for you. You just out there, you know, saying, oh, hey, my biggest deal right now is only like this much, but oh, you just close another one that's bigger. You know, that's Sam for you.
And I feel like ultimately it just, and I have this struggle in the business. Like I really care so much. And all of our mentors are like, okay, you care a lot, but you need to stop caring so much. But that's what has made the difference for me, is actually treating people like people, not a number, not another deal. It's a relationship, and we take that so seriously. So
yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk today. I know we'll probably talk to you again later. But this is it for anyone. And then please don't bug Sam. She don't like people bugging her, right? I'm kidding. Sam's cool. Sam's always happy to talk to people. Sometimes, if she's not busy. If she's not out there closing deals, guys.
Which is from like 4 a.m. to 12 at midnight.
Yeah, basically. She gets about 2 hours of sleep, so. All right, Sam. Appreciate it.
All right, I'll talk to you some more.
Bye.